I want to ask you about a few of your movies. Give me your top two movies that you feel like you have made so far in your career.
Ooh. Okay, so when you say top two, what's like the criteria? Like my favorite
The-
ones, or like the ones I think are the best technically, or like
okay, let's go this. Your best and your one of your best and one of your favorites.
okay. Um, I would have to say because I just totally think like every movie gets better because I just learn more and things like that. So technically, my best I think is my new movie that's out right now, Fatal Lust. Um, I think it's my best looking film. I also think it's some of my best writing. Um, and it's close to my favorite. But my favorite will always be my first movie, New Year, New Us. It's just near and dear to my heart because it
Okay.
started all of this, and it literally, I made it with nothing, you know. So it's like if I'm a rapper, this was like that album I made in my
Yeah.
kitchen, and then the mixtape I dropped online and it went crazy. Like this is
All
that for
right.
me. So it's like that'll always be my favorite, like
Okay.
forever.
Well, well, tell the audience about your favorite story because I want to know about this because I didn't know about this one, but I want to know. I want the audience to know why you consider that one your favorite.
You talking about New Year, New Us?
Yes, I like that, and I like that title too.
Well, it started. Okay, so originally, New Year Nuts was gonna be an 8-minute short film. That I just wanted to drop on New Year's. I told myself that this was 2019. I said, okay, going into 2019, I just want to start my film stuff off with some momentum. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do a short every month
Hmm.
for like 6 months and just see like if I can get maybe a YouTube following or something like that. I'm just try it because I didn't know where to start with film. You don't know until you try something. So I was like, okay. So the first one, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do New Year, New Us was a hashtag. It was a hashtag that everybody used on Instagram every New Year. So I'm like, let me do something with a hashtag name, and maybe it'll go like viral or something, maybe. So that was kind of the thought process. And then I was like, okay, New Year, New Us. What can I do? I'm like, okay, let's do a relationship thing. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a relationship thing, and I'm gonna find two dark skinned leads because you
Hmm.
never do that ever.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna get two beautiful dark skinned people. I'm gonna put them in a relationship where nobody's cheating, nobody's doing anything weird. It's just normal everyday drama that
Okay.
happens. And I did that, and it came out to be like 8.5 minutes. I got these two gorgeous models, a guy and a girl that were just melanated and super pretty. And
Okay.
we dressed them all nice and put him in a suit, put her in a dress. I had an amazing wardrobe designer, the same guy that helped me on my first movie that went viral. So we got him. He had them looking all amazing, and people loved it. People absolutely loved it. We made it for nothing. Hey, there's a little puppy. Hi, little dog. Hey,
Oh.
where did it come from? But yeah, so it was just a real like labor of love. It was a complete passion project. No one got paid, and like the models were like, yeah. I was like, you guys want to act? They're like, okay. Like they weren't really actors or anything. I just thought they were gorgeous, and I was like, I've never seen just two black people that are married, not cheating on each other. I just wanted to be like a feel good, like a black love thing. And I
Okay.
mean, people really liked it. People saw it and it was like, when's the next episode? And I was like, episode. It was, what I'm saying, it was just a one and done for me. But the
Right.
actors got really excited. Were like, yeah, I think we should keep doing them. Like, do you want to write some more of these? I was like, I guess. And I needed to just hone my chops as a writer. I'd never really written anything before. That was like my first probably like real script, that I felt
Hmm.
like I could produce. So I mean, it was exciting. That's why I don't think anything will ever top that until maybe the day where like I get my first like theater run movie or something. That'll probably be the first time I'm like, that'll be the first time it's like better than that.
Right.
But just to all the work we put into it, the actors worked really hard. We literally filmed overnight in a space because it was like an Airbnb and I didn't have money to rent it for another day. So we
Yeah.
literally like filmed from the time we checked in all the way overnight until we checked out to get like all the things done. And it was just
Right.
everything was just so pure and it was the first time. So it's just it'll just always be near and dear to my heart. It'll always be the fave.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So my next question is for you. This is something I always do on my channel. I give like a situational story. I want to see how you respond.
Okay.
So let's say you got a young lady, maybe she's from suburban Atlanta, but she sees your YouTube channel and
Hmm.
she says, I want to get into filmmaking too. She's like 15 and she hits you up online and says, hey, Nina, how do I get going the way you got things going?
Yeah.
So what kind of advice would you give her?
Well, the advice I mostly give, and I do, I'm about to actually start a YouTube page called Ratchet Film School. I do
Yeah,
give people
I like
like
it.
tips on indie filmmaking and stuff like that. But my biggest piece of advice I give everybody is ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Mm,
Do it. Get it done. Whatever it is, if you want to write something, copy off of something you've already seen. Go remake a scene from your favorite movie. Just do things and start to practice makes perfect. Like that's it. Like that's all I did. I started to practice with short films. I wasn't one of those people who grew up like, oh, I want to do movies and I'm like that was never a thing for me. Videography and film production came from need. And then I found out that I had a gift later,
okay,
and the gift was storytelling. But I didn't know that until I knew. So, yeah, you just gotta do it. Like it's nothing. Like just try it. Like go figure it out. Go on YouTube because young people have the advantage now. You can freaking learn anything on the internet. When I was in college, we had old DV cameras and stuff. Like we did film
okay.
school was like you couldn't go to film school on YouTube.
No,
So like right now, like it's free. There's literally no excuse to not be doing it. So I just say like do it. Get your friends together, make a YouTube page. Get your friends together, do TikTok skits. You know, and like tell your stories. Don't be afraid to tell your stories. I think some of us get caught up trying to tell stories that we think people want to hear, but
hmm
people don't know what they want to hear until they hear it. I didn't know that people wanted to hear New Year, New Us until it got on YouTube and this amazing response about how, oh my God, I've never seen dark skinned people in love like this. And it was huge and it was beautiful. And it was like, okay, that was a story that needed to be told. And nobody was telling it. So you never know, like, who needs to hear these things. So tell it, like, tell these stories for sure.
okay.
I'm still listening. I'm still listening. Still listening.
I got no interesting question for you here.
Yes.
Let's see here. We got some.
Yeah.
All right. So next question is another scenario. There's a lady, maybe she's like 30 years old. She's been working, her regular career, 9 to 5, but she wants to get into acting. She looks at your page. She sees a couple of your movies on, I think Peacock and Tubi. She says, "Hey, I want to reach out to her. Maybe I want to audition for her and something that she may have in the future." So, how can a person get into acting and then also get to know you and be able to audition for you or someone like you?
I do casting calls.
Okay,
And I also on my website, onyxtheoryarts.com, I try to keep it updated about what I'm casting for. Sometimes it's behind. But you can also generally just send your headshots and stuff. But yeah, I do casting calls and most people have gotten roles in my stuff unless they're my like foundational tribe. Most of them start out as an extra
okay,
and they work their way up, just like the movie I'm shooting now. There are about 4 or 5 extras who now in In my last movie they were extras, but now they have speaking roles. And if they do good there, you never know where that goes. Don't be afraid to like be an extra. Like I don't know why people think they're supposed to just jump out of nowhere and be an actor. Like I was even when I decided to start doing film, I even started being an extra so I could see how a film set works. I was an extra on P Valley. I was an extra on
What?
Boomerang on BET. Oh
What? Hold on a second. You was an extra on P Valley?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so random.
Hey, all right. You got to tell me about that. What was your experience on P Valley?
I mean, it was dope. I was just getting into film, so I was there to just kind of like see what's going on. I'm talking to people, and I just want to see how it worked because I'm like I want to do this stuff. So I'm like that's the easiest way for me to get on a set and be able to really like access
Okay.
it. Um, but it was really cool. I met lots of actors. Some of them have worked on my movies now. so so it was really cool. But I did see like how things get done, and I also see that they waste a lot of money. So it's like I can see what I needed to do, what I didn't need to do. I think it's important. I saw how stunts were done. It's very cool. It was very cool being on P Valley. And a
Okay.
Memphis lady wrote it, so it's lit.
All
And
good.
I was
All good.
also an extra on Boomerang on BET, which a Memphis guy also wrote.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I made my way over to where they were sitting, and I was like, "Hey, I'm Nina Stacks. Y'all can hear about me. I'm just saying. I mean, y'all be like, I be letting them know. Like they gonna remember me.
So you're not afraid to put yourself out there. You like, hey, I'm gonna go talk to this person and be like, hey, this is who I am, right?
Closed mouth don't get fed. That's
That's true. That's true.
what I learned. A closed mouth don't get fed. Like, and if they say no, I'm not in any worse place than I was before I asked.
Okay.
This bun is giving me the blues. Go ahead. I'm still listening. I'm gonna be looking like Ray J's hat.
All right. So I want to ask you something when you get yourself set up here. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's about competition in
Okay.
ATL. Do you feel like is the competition of filmmakers very healthy on the incline, or maybe it's plateaued and kind of going to the decline a little bit?
Um. What I'll say is I feel like maybe the cream is rising to the top. If
Mm,
that is a way to describe it, I feel like the people who are taking it more seriously and are a little more talented or have, what I'm saying, decided to learn the craft a little more are the ones who are going to have the longevity now. I mean, kind of before it was like anybody who could do it was able to, just do it because you had the money or whatever.
hmm.
But now with access to so many people being able to make movies, now it starts to be about quality a little more, I think,
Okay.
than quantity. And I think
Hmm.
that's healthy for sure. I think I think it's enough money out here for everybody. So let's all make movies. Like I came out here and nobody knew who I was. Now everywhere I go, somebody knows who I am. Like that's crazy. I'm not from here. I haven't been here that long. I'm just consistent. You know what I'm saying? It is like it's people here that be hating on me because they've been doing this for twice the time as me and they just not moving. But
Mm.
I see
Wow.
competition like I said, I came up in the music video world. So I learned about how rappers hustle.
Hmm.
And when you see rappers make it, it's because of consistency. It's not because of talent.
True.
It'd be hustle. That's why there's so many mediocre rappers that are super famous. Because
Mm.
you kept seeing him, you kept seeing him, you kept seeing him. So I came down here, I was like, okay, y'all, because there's so many filmmakers that I talk to that are so like worried about how perfect the movie is, and I don't have my sound right, and I have to get this gear, and I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I shot that movie by myself almost. I did the sound myself. I had a microphone plugged into my camera and sit it on the table and put a damn plant or vase in front of it so you can't see the microphone and we about to shoot that shit. And meanwhile, 5 years later, they still working on that same movie. Like I'm not
Right,
like
right.
I'm about hustle. I don't feel like I'm. There's people here that are so much more talented than me, Some of my friends, some people that work on my set are way more talented than me. But it's about the hustle is so much more important now because this is the internet age. Things drop fast. And like I say, I always use the metaphor even when I'm talking to my other director friends. Like we are mixtape era filmmakers. So
Oh, I love that.
this is that piff world star era, but now it's film. So I feel like I'm Lil Wayne. I'm on the drought 3. You know what I'm saying? I ain't dropped no album yet. But you know what I'm saying? The album come when one of them movie companies wanna give me some millions, then I'm gonna drop my first album. But I'm about to throw y'all mixtape every quarter if I can. Like I'm dropping them bitches.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that because that's my era. I was doing the mixtape. I had the CDs in the car, writing the
Okay.
names on them things, putting it in the car, handed out to people. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
DJs, I feel like we've lost that because things come out so easy now on YouTube.
Yeah.
You just do upload. But literally, you in the club 3 o'clock in the morning, folk coming out of the club, halfway drunk, halfway lit, but they still want to eat some soul food or go get them some
Facts.
Waffle House, but then they
Facts.
listen to a mixtape. Shout out to Scream, shout out to Envy, shout out all them DJs that was out there pumping them CDs. And I
Holiday.
feel like that's the same type of hustle you got.
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you, that's
Uh huh.
why I like to bring up Dolph
Yeah.
because when we were first working with Dolph,
Hmm.
Dolph couldn't get a DJ to pay attention to him to save his life.
Hmm.
Dolph put out mixtapes every 6 months for about 3 or 4 years straight.
Yeah.
That's consistent. And we would go and we would film Dolph doing stuff for YouTube. Dolph would have him and his homeboys go to the high school when high school let out. They pass out CDs. Nobody knew who this nigga was. So it'd be a lot of CDs like on the ground and stuff. When they left, they picked them CDs back up and went to the next place. And he did that for years. And I literally saw what consistency does. I saw him pass by rappers who had been doing it way longer than him because of consistency. Like that's what it is. So, and I was a DJ during the
Mm.
Wayne Currency, Big Crit, Wiz
Oh, Big
Khalifa
Crit.
mixtape era. Like
Yes,
that was
sir.
my era. It's like I saw like how you got to put these small ideas out to feed the people, and then you hold your big ideas till you drop that album. So like that's what
That's
I
a
feel like
genius.
we doing right now, and it's enough room for everybody. Everybody was dropping mixtapes. And everybody was listening to the bitches, like you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
everybody. If I'm Drama, Holiday, you know what I'm saying, Courtney,
Oh,
Jack, whoever, like they was all dropping, and everybody was listening to that shit. I feel like that's what Tubi is right now. Is like that piff. It's like you know what I'm
oh,
saying, like it's the mixtape season, and I'm going crazy. Like I said, I'm trying to master P this shit. I'm trying to drop. I'm trying to have my trailer for my new movie in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
there we go.
Like
There we go.
that's what I'm trying to do. On my next premiere, you gonna see trailers for my next shit. Like that's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to be on. And I
Boy.
think that the Hollywood industry is so used to this stuff moving with these big numbers and stuff that they don't get it. Like they not catching up to just like the music. I'm telling you, just like the music industry. It
Yeah.
started going to the internet, started going to mixtapes. Like this is it's like a mirror of what happened in the music industry is happening right now to film.
Oh, wait. We're gonna talk about something because you dropped a lot of gems. I want everybody. I want everybody to definitely follow her because she ain't faking. I'm gonna tell the reason why you ain't faking. You ain't putting on no front. But first of all, shout out to Black Bill Gates. Shout out to all them DJs back in them days that
Oh
was
yeah.
out there doing their things in the at the club out there in Memphis, out
Oh
there in
yeah.
Atlanta. Definitely Chocolate and all them was out there passing those CDs. I remember Dolph because I'm gonna tell you something. I still listen to Dolph business stuff. I still listen to Dolph just talking interviews and things like that. He kind of inspired this channel as well. It's because you said tell your story, and what he was doing was telling his story.
Period.
And I know you not capping because, or we say flogging back in the day, because you tell the same. That's how old I am. So you tell the same story. I've heard 3 different interviews that Dolph and these people were out there passing out CDs, and it was Someone would throw it on the ground, and someone would get, pick them back up, go to the next club. And you just told the same thing I've heard so many people say about him. So when we lost Dolph, we lost a real one. When we got you doing a film, we got a real one. We don't have people who went to this film school and is trying to make this beautifully aesthetic type film. No, you doing it from the trenches and telling how it is. You also can tell from a love side. So I think that's another reason why people should do and follow you and some of your things, because you're bringing it
Thank
just in
you.
this small segment of the interview. And I want to say thank you for that, because that's how I feel. I don't front, I don't cap. I just try to tell like it is. Stuff that I speak about, I've been through that.
Oh God. And
I
I
can't
feel
hardly
like,
talk about something I don't know.
when you watch TV, it's like, and Tyler Perry's amazing. All the people who make this stuff is amazing, but like all of us ain't lawyers and doctors and shit. Like that shit just ain't real. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel
No.
like we need to be able to relate to what we watching. There's so much stuff, so much content out right now, and it's like a lot of that stuff is false narratives. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I like the black people ain't perfect. We ain't all got money and we all, you know what I'm saying? I like to kind of show what's real, and I think people really relate to that. Even I remember the kid from it's so random. The kid from Soul Food that was in all the movies in the '90s.
Yeah.
He randomly got on my comments in Facebook and was like, "Hey, I seen New Year, New Us. I want to just tell you it's one of the most authentic things I've ever seen." And I was
Hmm.
like, "Bro, you're a legend. Like that mean a lot over somebody. Like you seen everything. You out here." So he's like, "No, keep doing what you're doing." So like those stories and telling them in a way that's authentic is real to me. Like if you watch New Year, New Us, it starts off as kind of feeling like a chick flick, but that's not really what it is. You get to hear like this black man's side of a story that you usually don't get to hear in movies. It doesn't just follow what the woman's doing and agree with all her reasoning. It kind of shows that both of them are making dumbass decisions. Shows what
Correct.
him and his boys are talking about, and I feel like that's kind of what I try to do in my films is kind of balance the chick flick with the male perspective so that both people can watch.
Yeah.
Because if you can make a movie that a woman is gonna sit down and watch, but when her boyfriend, husband come in the house, he like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? He gonna sit down and
Yeah.
watch it too. Like that's a good movie. I feel like that's a good movie if you can do that. And that's kind of what I try to do. If you watch my movies, I always bridge the gap between like the men and the women and stuff like that. But that's just me trying to tell a story that I'm not seeing. So
Hmm.
somebody like Dolph, I mean, everybody used to say everything they could about Dolph couldn't rap. Dolph was too street to get on the radio. Dolph was this, Dolph was that. Dolph was the beginning of an era that they didn't know was coming. All these niggas too street now. Like all the, you know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if that might be just what I gotta be. Like I think I'm bringing back that like '70s, '90s era of like just realer black movies. Like we had so many really cool movies in like the '90s, and then we started to wane off into this like fantasy world of we making the same movie. How many movies gonna make about somebody being obsessed with somebody? How many movies gonna like, bro? Stop making the same movie over and over. So I'm trying to make something that I want to see, and I feel like every time I drop, it's clear everybody else wants to see it too because my movies go number one every time, and
Okay.
I ain't nobody.
No, because I was thinking about writing a story, and I was like, I got to make it authentic, and I feel like your delivery is authentic. So you actually helped me. It's like I need to tell this story because it's been sitting in my brain for a while, but I need to put it out there. If it got to be short form, it got to be short form. I think that's the advice you would give a young lady that will walk up to you on the street and say, "Hey, I want to do this," and you'd be
Yeah.
like, "Girl, just put that stuff out. Don't
Do
put
it
it out.
and be
Make it better."
realistic. Be realistic is also a big piece of advice.
Hmm.
Don't think that your first time you about to come out and create some Oscar when you're not. You're not. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much school you have. Ain't nothing gonna help. Ain't nothing gonna make this happen but practice. So
Mm.
at the end of the day, but you never know how good your practice is in comparison. Because until I put New Year New Us out on YouTube,
Okay.
I didn't know I was a writer. I just
Mm.
wrote something I thought was cool, and I didn't. As a filmmaker, I wasn't receiving scripts from other people that I thought were cool. So I was like, let me write a story that I think is like fire. Never wrote a script before in my life that was like formatted as a real script. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I put that thing out there, and the comments went crazy. People like, oh my god, it's this, it's that. Like people debating in the comments. I'm like, I must can write. I write something else. Oh my god, it's great. I'm like, yo, let me, But I feel like maybe I've always been a storyteller. I'm from the Midwest. Writing movies was what? Like that's crazy. Like that's girl, go get a job. Like we ain't never even talked about anything like that where I'm from. So you just didn't even know you have a talent until you like see these people respond to it. Just like right now, my movie Fatal Lust. Like if you go on Facebook and search Fatal Lust, there's thousands of people talking about it, and they're like, I couldn't believe it. Oh, it's so crazy. It shouldn't be on Tubi. It's amazing. I'm like, every time I'm still like, they like it. Like I'm still like, okay, because I think I'm mediocre. So
Mm.
I get
Okay.
excited every
Cool.
time. I'm still humbled every time.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask you about Tubi though. How do you get connected with Tubi and getting your films in that on that platform?
I work with a distributor. So my movie Fatal Lust is out now. It was distributed by Swirl Films. It was a very large company that produces movies for BET. They actually just did the Freaknik documentary that was on Hulu. So they do some of the biggest movies, probably Christmas movies and stuff you've seen, like BET on Lifetime. They do stuff like that. And then most of my movies have been produced by a different distributor, Maverick, who has been distributing black films way since Blockbuster times.
Okay.
So now they have like a more internet-based platform and YouTube and stuff like that. And they're like the middleman between Tubi and the filmmaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who would you like to be in your next film that lives in the A right now?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I don't ever think about that. Like with my movie we just did, they were like, "Hey, do you have any?" I be wanting to like pick my own people, like my people that I
Okay.
know. But I know eventually I'm gonna have to work with like celebrities. But I don't.
Yeah.
And the celebrities that I do want to work with are like not that famous. So
Hey.
like for instance, okay, I will give you one though who I think is amazing. There are two women who I love to work with. I haven't like written anything for them or anything, but if they came across my table, I would definitely freaking cast them because I think they're both amazing. Tiana Parrish, who was in the Marvels.
Okay.
She was in Chirac. She's in Candyman. She's in Survivor's Remorse, the TV show. She's
Hmm.
beautiful and she's awesome. And Gail Bean, who is Wanda on Snowfall. She's also
Okay.
in P Valley. Wanda, the guy, the one who was on crack and then got better and then they went to
Great.
Africa. Yeah, she's amazing too. I would love to work with either one of them. But I don't really like. I'm never really like, ooh, if I could just get Denzel. I never really think like that because I feel
Yeah.
like now, like if I write something, maybe someone pops in my head like that'd be cool if we could get so and so. But I just never. I don't know because I feel like I'm not really. My goal here isn't to ever really like penetrate the Hollywood community. I could
Okay.
be independent for the rest of my life, and it would never. Like as long as I make enough money to not work a job, I don't ever have to be famous or any of that. I would love to like make movies with my friends for the rest of my life, and that would be totally fine with me.
All right. So since you said Hollywood, this kind of brings up one of the questions I had, and I always, we gotta go here. We gotta
I
go.
know.
We gotta go. We gotta go with Diddy. And the question I have you is: are people selling their souls in that aspect of like doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing? Because I feel like there's a lot of stuff out there that has been happening. Things are behind the scenes, and now they're starting to come to light. Like so, just the Hollywood side. Do you feel like people are selling themselves out there like that?
Here's my thing. It's somebody right now that work at Burger King who's sleeping with their manager to get a better shift. So what's the difference? If I sleep with somebody for a role, if I say like y'all all doing it, like they're all doing it. So I don't think it's nothing about selling your soul. It's some people just gonna do some things to get somewhere, and some people just ain't.
Yeah.
And I think that's in every level of life. It's somebody right now having sex for a Happy Meal. So I'm supposed to judge somebody who having sex for a $4 or $5 million check? I don't know.
Okay.
I do believe I don't consider selling your soul because you slept with somebody. Like people sleep with people for free, so I'm trying to figure out like what's the big deal. But
Yeah.
now what to me, it's the buyer of the soul who's the problem, not the
Mm,
seller, because the
mm,
buyer is usually a predator. Because why else do you have to buy things?
mm.
The seller is usually in need. So I don't know. Now, I ain't sleeping with nobody for nothing. So I'll be on Tubi for the rest of my life if that's
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. But that's just me. I got a moral standard that's a little higher than other people. But
Okay.
I mean, people are definitely sleeping with people for roles, but like I said, they sleeping for people for shifts. They sleeping with people for bracelets. Like they're on OnlyFans. Like, what are we talking about? What are we even
Okay.
like? What does that even mean now? Now, if we
Hmm.
talking about some high level Illuminati, you got to go kill some people. You got now. I don't know nothing about none of
No.
that.
No.
Like that's
No.
YouTube conspiracy theory stuff. But the selling your soul or selling yourself, that's happening every day, everywhere.
Yeah.
It's somebody walking across the truck stop parking lot right now. It's about to sell themselves for $20, and I'm supposed to be like, "Ooh, don't do that to make your career better." I wouldn't, but
Yeah.
who am I to judge? Because unfortunately, sex and money make the world go round, and that's where we live. People try to get on the internet and act all high and mighty, but they getting $40 cash out all weekend. Like I don't. And they encourage it. They love it. They encourage it. Like every depraved thing on the internet, they liking it and sharing it, and then pretending like they don't do that in life. Like, oh, can you
Mm.
stop? That's why when people be like, "Oh, your movies, you shouldn't show that." Shit. Like, girl, this is real life. Shut up. I shouldn't show people getting shot, but the news show people getting shot every day. What we
Right.
talking about here?
Right. Hey, I just want to see, like, I wanted the realistic thing because I don't want to be sold a dream. Like, oh, this is the way it is. No, just because you put Bruce in Hollywood, no. I can go to the local person that's shooting that film for, $100. They got two cell phones out there with some real authentic people that been living that street life
Real shit.
and telling how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather watch that than get
I rather
sold.
too, and that's why, like, even like 80% of the actors that are in my films, I pick up off the street. They've
Mm.
never been in a movie ever. They're just charismatic dudes. They got a look about them. They got a presence about them. And I gave them some lines and they killed it. Now they're in movies. Like that's their families are super happy. Like these are regular dudes. And it's like I'd rather deal with that than somebody who thinks they got all this talent and skill and you sound like you are a member of Alpha Phi Alpha when I ask you to be a hood nigga. Like it's not gonna work.
Oh,
I'm
that's too
like, and
much.
that's what I be seeing on TV. And like, y'all be, I need all, like, y'all cannot be making these film school dudes play hood. It's not working. Like, it's not,
You can tell.
they be
I,
enunciating all right. It's just,
I I break down a quarter. What quarter? Okay, they sitting there like you got to break.
I am breaking down a quarter key. Like, boy, what the hell?
Cut, 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 cut. Oh,
Why are you saying it like that? I have recasted people because they, like, do not mess my movie up. Because one thing you're not going to say is fake.
okay.
And I've just been in enough trap houses around the world. Like these things are intriguing to people. Like people like it. It's entertainment. It's all entertainment. Italians make mob movies for 50 years. Nobody complain about nothing. They killing everybody. Look, I'm
That's
supposed to
what
be
I
making Love Jones every time I make a movie. Like I ain't got
do. Oh, I. Okay, all right. You funny. No, you got to come from your authentic self, what you know about, and I think that's going to be the most authentic way to be able to express your story out to everybody. That's what you come from. Now you can venture off a little bit, but still, you always go
yeah,
back to
like
your
that's
roots.
But I was just telling somebody that's why I don't think I would ever make like a story about like the LGBT community or anything like that because I don't know enough. Like I shouldn't be telling their story. You know what I'm saying? So I can't. I don't know a bunch of doctors and lawyers and stuff and what they doing with their secretaries and stuff. So that's not what my that's not my movies be about.
Okay.
But I know what hood niggas be doing. Like we know what that we know that. So we go. And they got stories too. And I feel like this is what I notice about black film. White people make movies about everything. The most regularist. It just be about a white man living somewhere. It is no subject matter to it or nothing. All our stuff got to be these big dramatic like black people live dramatic lives just day to day. It's some dude who got 3, 4 baby mamas and his life is a movie every day. I think somebody want to see it. You know what I'm saying? It's a dude
Yeah.
right now with a work wife that he cheating with. That's real life to be. Like it ain't gotta be these big. It's a truck driver dude. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real people and like white people make those movies for themselves and they watch them. Those type of movies be winning Oscars for white people. It'd be the regulars like a dude works in a pawn shop and all the things that happen to him. Like black people will be like, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we can just make movies about regular black people and them going through stuff. Now, you know, we might sauce it up with some drama for the Tubi, but it's like everybody wants to make these big pristine ideas. It's like that's not real life all the time. Everybody don't live in mansions and you know, everybody just ain't living that life. So I like to just like this movie I'm just shooting, like all the houses are just like hood ass houses, and it's just like it was so easy. But this real life, like you go to people's mother's houses, it be little hood ass houses with little screened in porches, and you know, like that's what we be
Right.
shooting and stuff. It's like I don't make up a fake world in my movies. Like I want to make something that is relatable.